afternoon, everybody. We are here with the 14U Mid-State Mustangs playing against the Erie Junior Otters. We're coming to you from Meadville, so we didn't have to go all the way to Erie, which was nice. This is the first game of a doubleheader. Our second game will be at 5 p.m. today. So the Mustangs will be in their black jerseys. The Erie Junior Otters will be in their white and yellow jerseys. I do apologize, we have two poles in the way, but there's not anywhere else to stand or get set up to have a better view. And there's a couple corners that we're not going to be able to see, but there really doesn't get to be any better view in this rink. So it's a little bit colder in here than some of the rinks have been. It's not horrible. It's a gorgeous day outside, so at least we can warm up in between the games. So we have about a minute left in warm-ups. So the Mustangs are going to have a big break after these two games today. I think our next games aren't until October 11th. So again, this is the 14U AA Mustangs against the Erie Junior Otters. Coming to you from Meadville. I've actually never been in this rink before, so it's a first for me. There's about 6 seconds left in warm-ups. So again, we're going to have a little bit of obstructed view from the posts. And also the corners are going to be a little bit tough to see. So we'll do our best to get you some good hockey this afternoon. And good luck to all the other teams all over central Pennsylvania that are playing today. Hockey season is definitely ramping up. Okay, so the Mustangs break the huddle and are going over to the bench. Chad's here with me again, helping out with all the technical stuff, the computer side of things, helping out with the replays and all the graphics and everything. I thank him for all of his help and hard work. So we're just about ready to play. Looks like they have 14 minutes up on the clock. We had been playing 15-minute periods, but it looks like 14 minutes for this game. Looks like we're going to have Brooks, Eichfeld, Billadu, Knob, and not sure who else is back. Wide line, I think. So Brooks dumps it down into the corner. Wide line will pick up that puck. Billadu has it behind the net, but it gets taken away by the Otters. The Otters bring it up along the boards. Knob is there to pick it up. Knob serving, sends it cross ice over towards wide line. Goes towards the goalie, but that'll be icing. And Merrill's in the net, so we'll have the face-off to the left of Merrill. We're going to have the same line out there, looks like, except we have Wilson and Steer on defense. So Eichfeld with the faceoff goes towards Billadu. Billadu behind the post comes away with it through the middle. He's got a lot of Otters on him, but gets passed momentarily. The goalie sheds it to the left. Puck goes back towards Eichfeld, but the Otters come up with it. Otters through the neutral zone. Wilson putting some pressure. Their Otters come around. Shot, couldn't connect. The Otters try and dump it. Billadu is there to get it up towards Eichfeld. He gets it out. Downey is in pursuit of this puck, but it'll be icing. So we have 13:07 left in the first period. Score is 0-0. We'll have a face-off to the left of Merrill. Looks like we're going to have Wenzel, Downey, Lugar, Williams, and Knob out there. So Williams will pick up this puck behind the net, changes directions up towards Wenzel. Wenzel tries to get it towards Downey. Downey, cross-ice pass, but the Otters keep it in. Poke check by Knob, but the Otters keep possession. The Otters send it behind the net. Williams will pick this up. Gets poke checked momentarily. Williams dumps it around the boards towards Lugar. Lugar gets it out while the Otters are regrouping. The puck leaks up and into the middle, bounces off of Downey. The Otters have it in the neutral zone. Knob sends it over towards Wenzel. Wenzel dumps it down. Downey in pursuit of the puck behind the net while the Mustangs go on a change. The Otters send it towards the middle, broken up by Zoldi. Zoldi sends it towards the net. The Otters break it up. The Otters hit it hard up along the boards. Brooks will collect it in the neutral zone, sends it over to Wilson. Wilson to Zoldi. Zoldi fighting for this puck along the boards, but the Otters come up with it wide of the net. Wilson will go over into that corner behind the post that we can't see. Wilson dumps it behind the net over towards Zoldi. Zoldi hits the puck up, but the Otters keep it in, bounces off their skates. Moore gets it out into the neutral zone to Zoldi. Zoldi still trying to get that puck up, but it gets broken up by the Otters. The Otters come through the middle, broken up by Brooks. Brooks gets it over to Wilson. Wilson towards Zoldi, but the Otters come up with it. Backhanded shot saved by Merrill. So 11:36 left in the first period. Score is still 0-0. We'll have a face off to the left of Merrill. Looks like we're going to have Williams. I think that's Steer, Sheehan, Conrad, and Baker. Shot wide of the net. Sheehan trying to get to this puck. Conrad dumps it around towards Williams. Williams back around towards Conrad. Conrad up towards Sheehan. The puck does leak out into the neutral zone. Baker putting some pressure along with Sheehan. Sheehan picks off that puck. Sheehan into the corner. Sheehan gets it towards Conrad. Sheehan gets it back again. Unfortunately, that shot gets broken up by the Otters. The Otters have some speed through the neutral zone. Shot wide of the net. Williams will go over towards the corner. Shot saved by Merrill. The Otters pick this up again. The Otters regrouping. Shot saved by Merrill. Goes over towards Steer. Steer in the corner dumps it to Williams. Williams changes directions again. Hits it hard up along the boards. It does bounce out into the neutral zone. The Otters will pick this up and dump it down. Williams will collect this puck along the boards as the Otters go on a change. Williams through the neutral zone around that one player. Williams still has some speed, gets it into the offensive zone. The Otters pick this off. Billadu keeps that puck into our offensive zone wide line, and Billadu fighting for that puck in the corner that we can't see. The Otters do pick this up, sends it up, but Billadu keeps it in. Otters cross-ice pass in front of the net. The Otters do get it into the neutral zone. Eichfeld picks that up, puts it along the boards before the Otters dump it right off of Knob's face. The Otters have some speed, but wide line, putting some pressure. The Otters center it, pass, saved by Merrill. Good save by Merrill on that centering pass. The puck goes behind the net. Knob will pick this puck up, dumps it around towards Billadu. Billadu fighting for this puck. Knob picks it up, gets it up towards Eichfeld and into the zone, but that'll be icing. So we have 9:32 left in the first period. Score still 0-0. Face off to the right of Merrill. We're gonna have Downey, Wilson, Steer, Conrad, and I think that might be Lugar over there behind the post. We'll try to get a little bit of a better view. Downey with that face off. The Otters come away with it, dump it behind the net. Wenzel gets it towards Downey. Downey picks up this puck. Downey sends it towards Wenzel. Wenzel and Downey try to break up that puck. Downey sends it towards Wenzel behind the net. Downey has it shot, saved by the goalie, and covered. So we're going to have a new line out for the Mustangs. Looks like it's going to be Moore, Zoldy, Eichfeld, Brooks, and Williams for the Mustangs. So Eichfeld with the puck goes back towards Brooks. Brooks dumps it around towards Eichfeld in the corner. Eichfeld still fighting for that puck in the corner. The Otters come away with it. Brooks hits that puck up towards Eichfeld. Gets poke checked by the Otters. Zoldy gets it over towards Moore, but the Otters come up with it. Good poke check by Williams. Williams gets it up towards Eichfeld. Still fighting for the neutral zone. Goes back into our defensive zone. Moore trying to get to this puck. Williams dumps it behind the net and then hits it around the boards. The Otters keep it in, but Moore will come away with it. Moore over towards the boards. Eichfeld will pick this up and dumps it down after he gains the red line. The Mustangs will go on a change. The Otters had this over along the near boards. Poke check by Downey to keep it in momentarily. Knob comes through, but the Otters come away with it. Good job by Steer to break up that play. Gets it up along the boards before he gets hit. Downey poke checks it towards Wenzel. Wenzel gets hit. Knob picks that up before he gets hit into the boards. Downey will go into the corner. Downey over towards Lugar. Lugar tries to center it, but it gets broken up by the Otters. So we're going to get a penalty. So the Otters are going to go to the box. We'll see what they put up for a penalty. Like I said, normally we've been doing 15-minute periods. This was a 14-minute period. So it looks like it's a penalty for roughing against the Otters. Still waiting to see how long they're going to go into the box for. So we're going to have Eichfeld wide line, Billadou, Downey, and Steer on our power play line. Still no time up on the clock. We have 7:44 left in the first period. The score is still 0-0. So it looks like we're going to do 2-minute penalties. So 2-minute power play for the Mustangs. Eichfeld with the face-off goes towards Billadou in the corner. Billadou still fighting for it, comes away with it momentarily. Billadou behind the net gets it over to Eichfeld. Eichfeld with a shot saved by the goalie wide of the net. Steer will go along the boards to pick this up. Eichfeld dumps it back down and around. The Otters pick it up behind the net. Wide line breaks up that puck. Wide line fighting for the puck, gets it over towards Billadou. The Otters have it, dump it out. Downey tries to keep it in, but just outside the blue line. Downey waiting for the Mustangs to get back on sides. Downey still skating with it in the neutral zone. Regroups, sends it over to Steer along the near boards. Steer dumps it on net, saved by the goalie and covered. So 7 minutes left in the first period. 1:17 left on our power play. Score is still 0-0. We have Moore, Sheehan, Lugar, Brooks, and Knob. So Lugar with the face-off goes over towards Sheehan, but he got tied up with the Otters. The Otters have this puck into the neutral zone. Knob will collect it, gets it over towards Moore. Moore changes directions momentarily, gets it towards Sheehan, but the Otters come away with it. The Otters dump it down. It was tips, so no icing. Knob will pick up this puck, gets it to more along the boards towards Brooks to Knob. Knob brings it around that player, brings it into our offensive zone. Knob looking to center. Unfortunately, the Otters get it out. Tipped by Brooks, so no icing. Brooks will go back to collect. Brooks will bring this up and get it out into the neutral zone. Brooks dumps it down after he gains the red line. We still have 22 seconds left in our power play. Moore and Lugar fighting for the puck in that corner. The Otters send it around. Billadu along that board. Brooks keeps it in, dumps it on net, saved by the goalie. So 5:54 left in the first period. 10 seconds left on our power play. Score is still 0-0. We'll face off to the left of the goalie. We're going to have Eichfeld, Billadu, wide line, Wilson, and Steer. So Eichfeld, the face-off goes over towards Billadu in the corner. Billadu's trying to get to that puck. The Otters come away with it. The Otters bring it into the neutral zone. Picked up by Eichfeld. Eichfeld over towards Billadu. Billadu backhanded shot saved by the goalie and the net's off. So good attempt there. Saved by the goalie and then the net went off. So 5:35 left in the first period. Both teams are back to full strength. We're going to keep that same line out there. Trying to get around that post a little bit. Eichfeld with a face-off. The Otters try to get it out, but it's kept in by Eichfeld. The puck does leak out to Steer in the neutral zone. Steer will wait till the Mustangs get back on sides and dumps it down. Eichfeld tries to get to that puck first, but wide line will try to get it towards the middle. The Otters come away with it. Steer back on D. Otters with a shot, saved by Merrill. So 5:09 left in the first period, still 0-0. We're going to have Baker, Conrad, Sheehan, Knob, and Williams. So Conrad with the face-off goes back towards Williams. Williams will dump it around towards Sheehan. The Otters do keep this in and dump it back down. Williams along the boards, changes directions, takes it behind the net. Williams serving, sends it cross ice, but the Otters pick it up, broken up by Knob. Knob gets it over towards the boards. Conrad will pick this up, gets it towards Baker. Baker tries to get it back to Sheehan, but it gets broken up. Knob will come away with it in the neutral zone. Knob getting around the goalie, centers it towards Baker, couldn't get a shot off. Conrad is there, dumps it back towards Sheehan. The Otters pick it off momentarily, but Sheehan does keep it in. Conrad keeps that puck in the zone. Conrad trying to get a shot off, broken up by the Otters. Williams will collect and have to wait till the Mustangs get back on sides, but gets dumped into the Otters bench. So 4:19 left in the first period. Score is still 0-0. We're going to have Lugar, Wenzel, Downey, Wilson, and Brooks. So Downey will take that face off. Wilson checks it up towards the Otters. Wenzel and Downey fighting for this puck along the boards. Wenzel does get it up into the offensive zone. The Otters cross ice towards the far boards. Brooks sends it up towards Lugar. Gets picked off by the Otters. Brooks trying to get this puck up towards Downey. Downey tips it into the zone. The Otters get it back out. Lugar with this puck along the boards dumps it down towards Downey. The Otters get it back out into the neutral zone. So we do get it up towards Wenzel in the neutral zone. Wenzel poke checks it in. Downey will pick this puck up. Downey backhanded shot and in. So he picked up that puck in the neutral zone, took it down. A nice backhanded shot by Downey and in. So that'll put the Mustangs up on the board first. So 3:34 left in the first period. The Mustangs are up 1-0. We're gonna have more Zoldy, Williams, Eichfeld, and Steer. So Eichfeld with the face-off. The Otters come away with it. Poke check by Eichfeld, but gets into the neutral zone. Eichfeld tries to poke check that again. Zoldy gives it towards Eichfeld. The Otters send it back down. They're playing some ping pong in the neutral zone there. The Otters trying to get that out, but it got stuck on the ice. The Otters bring it into the defensive zone. Poke check by Steer. Williams will get this puck over along the board. Williams collects it behind the net, changes directions. Williams gets it up towards Moore. Williams and Moore fighting for this puck. The puck leaks behind the net. I think that's Steer that picked that up and dumped it down. Moore in pursuit of this puck. But the Otters have some speed going into the neutral zone. They tip it towards the middle. The Otters bring it in. Poke check by Knob. Shot wide of the net. Zoldy tries to get to that puck. We do get it out into the neutral zone before the Otters regroup. The Otters have this puck, send it towards the middle. Zoldy putting some pressure along that puck, along with another Mustangs player. Downey does pick this up into the neutral zone. Downey with a shot and in. So Downey with a nice hard shot just above the circle and in. So that'll be 2 for Downey to put the Mustangs up 2-0. We have 2:07 left in the first period. So the Mustangs have some energy back. We have wide line, Bilodeau, Downey, Knob, and Brooks. So Knob will go collect that puck, gets it over behind the net towards Brooks and Bilodeau. Brooks fighting for that puck momentarily. Downey picks it up, but the Otters come away with it. The Otters bring around, but good pressure by Knob. The Otters try to center, it gets picked off. Wide line brings this puck up along the boards and into the zone. Wide line tries to get it up, but the Otters get it back out. Brooks has to wait for the Mustangs to get back on sides. Still waiting. Now we're back on sides. Wide line will go put some pressure along this puck before the Otters dump it behind the net. Bilodeau putting pressure along that puck in the corner. The Otters come away with it behind the net. Downey will pick up this puck along the boards. Downey backhanded high shot. We tried to get the rebound in. Downey send it over towards, sorry, I think that might be wide line. That tried to get the shot. No, that was Baker that tried to get the shot off. Downey picking up this puck. Shot deflected. Baker picks up this puck again along the boards. The Otters do get that puck out. We have 38 seconds left, and that'll be icing. So these posts not only make it hard for you guys to see, but also makes it hard for me to see too. And the lighting in here isn't the greatest, so the numbers get a little bit jumbled together for me. So we're going to have Conrad, Baker, Sheehan, Williams, and Wilson out for the Mustangs. The Otters send it up. Wilson keeps it in and dumps it wide of the net. Conrad gets that puck over towards Baker. Baker and Conrad fighting for the puck in the corner. Conrad picks up this puck, tries to get a wraparound, deflected by the Otters. Williams sends it over towards Conrad. Sheehan along the boards, but the Otters come up with it. The Otters dump it down after they gain the red line. 5 seconds left. Williams will pick up this puck. 2 seconds left. The Otters with a shot, and that'll be the end of the first period. So at the end of the first period, the Mustangs are winning 2-0. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is the first game of a doubleheader against the Erie Junior Otters. We're coming to you from Meadville, so thankfully we didn't have to drive all the way to Erie, but it was still a pretty long drive for us today. Our next game will be at 5 p.m. today, so it's going to be a long day for the Mustangs. So we're going to put up the intermission sign now, so you don't have to watch nothing going on. Okay, we're just about ready to start the second period. Again, the Mustangs are winning 2-0 against the Erie Junior Otters. We have Conrad, Sheehan, I think that's Baker, Steer, and Knob. So Sheehan picks up this puck, dumps it down. Sheehan behind the net, fighting for this puck. Sheehan comes up with it, centers it, gets deflected. Conrad tries to get to that puck, but the Erie Otters jump it out. The Otters have it through the zone, shot deflected high up into the netting. And I was told that we do have some connectivity issues from the Wi-Fi here, but we will upload the full game afterwards. So hopefully that'll be a little bit better if you wanted to watch it afterwards. Thank you everybody for putting up with the Wi-Fi and for everybody joining us. We have Wenzel, Williams, Downey, Brooks, and I think that's Lugar. Yep. So Downey will pick up this puck in the neutral zone. Downey has some speed, shot wide of the net. Brooks will pick this up at the blue line, but the Otters come away with it. Brooks does poke check that back down again. Still fighting for the puck. Williams dumps it up towards Wenzel. Got stuck in the snow along the boards. The Otters dump it down, but it was deflected by the Mustangs. We do get it up into the neutral zone. Poke check by Downey over towards Wenzel. Wenzel brings it into the zone. Poke check by the Otters. Williams will pick up this puck, but the Otters get possession again. The Otters dump it down. Williams along the near boards. He gets hung up, does get it up towards Downey. Downey will come away with this puck, brings it into the offensive zone. Drop passes to Lugar. Lugar over towards Downey. Downey with the backhanded shot, saved by the goalie. So some more shots on goal there. 12:32 left in the second period. The Mustangs are winning 2-0. We're gonna have Eichfeld, Bilodeau, Steer. I think that's Brooks and Wideline. So Bilodeau with this puck dumps it to Eichfeld. Eichfeld over towards Wideline. Wideline tries to get a backhanded shot. Bilodeau tried to get the rebound. The Otters come away with it into the neutral zone, broken up by Eichfeld. Eichfeld trying to break up that play. Steer surveying, dumps it up towards Eichfeld, but that'll be icing. So Wilson and Steer on defense. Bilodeau, Eichfeld, and Wideline out for offense for the Mustangs on a face-off to the right of Merrill. So Eichfeld with the face-off. The Otters dump it down behind the net. Steer is there to break up that play. Steer takes it behind the net, dumps it up towards Wideline. Wideline up towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld and Bilodeau have a 2-on-1. Nice pass from Eichfeld to Bilodeau. Bilodeau looking, shot, saved by the goalie. Rebound in by wide line, but saved by the goalie again. So good try there by the Mustangs. 11:46 left in the second period. We'll face off to the left of the goalie. Moore, Downey, Zoldi, Steer, and Wilson. So Downey with the faceoff goes towards Moore. The Otters send it up, but Moore gets it back towards Steer. Steer dumps it back down, but the Otters do get it out. Steer waits, but unfortunately the Mustangs were offsides. So we'll have a face-off at the near dot after that offsides. We're going to have Brooks and Knob out. Oh, nope, they're going to take it over to the center ice. Brooks and Knob out on D. Zoldi, Moore, and Downey on offense. Downey with the face-off, comes away with it, brings it into the zone, through that player's legs, but the Otters pick it up, send it around the boards. Brooks is there to dump it back down. The Otters try to get it out, but Downey picks this up. Downey behind the net. Downey comes around, dumps it back down behind the net. Zoldi will go to try to pick this up, but the Otters change directions. Knob, centering pass. Zoldi tries to chip it in, but it goes wide of the net. Brooks dumps this behind the net before the Otters pick it up and get it out into the neutral zone. The Otters dump it down. Knob will pick this up. Knob fighting for this puck along the boards. The Otters with a shot saved by Merrill. So the Otters came out with that puck from that corner. Shot saved by Merrill. So we have 10:44 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still up 2-0. We have Conrad, Sheehan, I think that's Baker, Williams, and Wilson. So Baker will collect this puck momentarily before the Otters get possession of it. The Otters from the point, shot saved by Merrill. So we'll face off to the left of Merrill. Keep that same line out there. I do apologize. The post is right in our way. So Conrad with that face-off goes back towards Baker. Baker has this puck through the neutral zone. Baker with some speed, shot deflected by the Otters. The Otters do pick this up, bring it into the neutral zone. Wilson putting pressure along that puck. Poke checks it out to the side. Williams sends it around towards Baker. Baker to Conrad in the middle. Conrad dumps it down after he gains the red line. Sheehan will go put some pressure while the Mustangs are in a change. The Otters get this up into the neutral zone. Poke checked by Wilson before the Otters get it back and saved by Merrill. So 9:51 left in the second period. We'll face off to the right of Merrill. We're going to have Knob and Steer back on D. Wenzel, Downey, and Lugar on offense. Steer sends it up towards Lugar. Lugar trying to get that puck out. Lugar and Downey still fighting for that puck along the boards. The puck does leak out. Knob will get this puck in the corner, dumps it to the opposite corner towards Wenzel. Downey will pick up the puck. Downey dumps it towards Lugar along the far boards. Lugar dumps it down. Oh, hit. The helmet's off. The helmet's off. I don't think the ref saw that the helmet fell off. So we're going to have a stoppage of play. So definitely a safety issue anytime a player's helmet comes off.
Hesitate 2 minutes.
the refs are still trying to figure us out. I guess they're sending Lugar to the box for that. To me, it just looked like it was a hit, and then the kid's helmet wasn't on very well, and it came off. But I guess he's going to go to the box for 2 minutes. So 9:17 left in the second period. Mustangs are still winning 2-0. We're going to have Knob and I think Steer on defense. And then Sheehan, and I can't see the other player over there. Conrad. So the refs are still trying to figure out what the penalty is. So we'll have to watch that back. I don't know if any of you want to was out, but I thought that it was just kind of a hit and the helmet just popped off. But the rest are still talking about it. Lugar is in the box. There's 2 minutes up on the scoreboard for penalty against him. So the Mustangs will go on a penalty kill for 2 minutes. So I guess we're still figuring it out. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. So the ref is now over talking to our bench. Okay. So Chad pulled up the replay. It looks like they just kind of both ran into each other. Okay, so it looks like we're about ready to start. So Conrad with the face-off. The Otters come over here, fit shot, saved by Merrill. So quick shot off the face-off, saved by Merrill after that long delay. So we've got 9:15 left in the second period. Conrad with the face-off again. Sheehan picks up this puck. Sheehan gets it up and out. The Otters will have to regroup. Sheehan putting some pressure before the Otters send it cross ice. The Otters send it cross ice again. They bring it into the zone. Shot deflected into the corner. Knob will go try to get to this puck. Knob dumps that puck down. And that'll be icing. So we have 1:33 left on our penalty kill. 8:50 left in the second period. Wilson, Brooks, Zoldy, and Baker on a face-off to the right of Merrill. So the face-off goes up towards the Otters. Baker comes away with that puck. Baker has some speed. Baker gets around that one player. Oh, Baker goes down. Zoldy dumps it down behind the net towards Baker. Baker tries to get that puck out. Zoldy putting some pressure, gets it towards Baker behind the net. Baker still fighting for this puck behind the net. The Otters do come away with it. We still have 1:05 on our penalty kill. Brooks will get this puck, sends it up. The Otters will bring it back in and dump it down towards that corner. Brooks putting pressure along that puck. The Mustangs do come up with it, send it around the boards. The Otters dump it back down. Centering shot saved by Merrill. Centering shot again, deflected out. The Otters have it at the point. Over to the other point. Shot saved by Merrill. So some good saves there by Merrill. We have 36 seconds left on our penalty kill. 7:53 left in the second period. The Mustangs are winning 2-0. We have more wide line, Steer and Williams out there. So wide line with a face-off. Steer tries to get it out, and the Otters fumble it, so it does go out into the neutral zone. They have to regroup. Moore putting pressure along that puck. Moore does keep that puck into the neutral zone. The Otters have it. Wide line with a hit to break up that play. Williams tries to get it, but it gets centered. Shot saved by Merrill. Rebound saved by Merrill and covered. So we're going to have another face-off. We have 14 seconds left in our penalty kill. We're going to have Wenzel, Downey, Knob, and I think that might be Steer. So Steer comes up with it, dumps it down. A rolling, bouncing puck. Wenzel gets to it before it gets to icing. Good job by Wenzel. Good hustle there. The Otters do pick this up. Downey poke checks that momentarily. Lugar's out of the box and keeps that in. Lugar comes away with it. Unfortunately, the Otters poke check it up, but get it to Downey. Downey over towards Lugar. The Otters get it up. Knob keeps it in, dumps it on net, bouncing puck in the feet. The Otters send it up and out. Knob will have to regroup. Knob sends it back towards Downey. Downey serving. Downey brings it to the opposite side, drops it for Wenzel. Wenzel down towards Downey. Downey in the corner, sends it towards Wenzel in the middle. Wenzel over towards Lugar. Lugar back to Wenzel. Wenzel with a shot, saved by the goalie. Knob along the boards. Knob towards Downey. Downey with a one-timer, but it gets broken up by the Otters. Wenzel along the boards, centers it to Downey. Downey back to Wenzel. Wenzel backhands it, tries to get it to Downey, but it gets broken up. The Otters do get it out. Knob will go back to collect. Knob sends it towards Downey, who was waiting on the blue line. No icing as he tipped it. Downey fighting for this puck wide line, fighting for the puck as well. The Otters come up with it, hit it along the boards. Brooks is there. It leaks out. Brooks changes directions, tries to get it back. Gets it towards Billadu. Billadu sends it up towards Downey. Downey along the boards. Downey centers it towards wide line, just couldn't connect. The Otters send it up, but it gets poke checked back in. The Otters will have to regroup. The Otters dump it, but it bounces off of, I think that's Eichfeld. Wide line, putting some pressure, break that up. Brooks poke checks that, but the Otters do come away with it. We're in the corner there, hit by Eichfeld to break up the play, but they're going to get him for interference. So Eichfeld will go into the box for interference.
Stick to my hockey.
Terrible.
So that'll put the Mustangs back on a penalty kill for 2 minutes. We have 5:17 left in the second period. The Mustangs are winning 2-0. We have Wilson, Brooks, Conrad, and I think that's Baker out there too.
Get in the game, ref.
So Conrad with the face-off. The Otters come away with it. Gets poke checked by the Mustangs. Brooks gets that out to Baker. Baker tries to get it up, but the Otters come away with it. Oh, it hit the netting. Sorry, I couldn't see behind the post. So the face-off goes up towards the Otters. The Otters have it at the point. Shot saved by Merrill. So we're gonna repeat that face off. Face off goes down behind the net. I think that's Brooks that picks it up and dumps it down. And that'll be icing. So we still have 1:36 on our penalty kill. We're gonna have Wilson, Sheehan, Downey, and Brooks out there. So Downey with the face off. He poke checks it up, but the Otters keep it in at the point. They dump it down. Brooks will collect this puck, changes direction. The Otters come away with it. Otters try to get a shot off, gets broken up by the Mustangs. Sheehan picks up that puck, gets it over towards the boards. Sheehan's still fighting. So Sheehan did draw that penalty against the Otters. So the Otters will go to the box for 2 minutes for hooking. So we still have 1:16 on our penalty. So we'll be 4-on-4 hockey for 1:16, and then we'll go on a power play. So we have Baker, wide line, Steer, and Knob on a face-off to the right of the goalie, goes back towards Steer. Steer with a shot, deflecting up. Wide line will pick up this puck, gets it towards the middle. Slap shot by Steer, just wide of the net. Baker with some good pressure keeps that puck behind the net. Wide line fighting for this puck. Wide line in the corner. Wide line comes around. Backhanded shot, saved by the goalie and covered. So 54 seconds left on our penalty, 1:38 left on the Otters penalty. So that was a pretty late change. I'm not sure what's going on here. So that was a really late change, so they are making them go back off. Baker with the face-off still sitting along the dot. The Otters do come up with it before it gets broken up by Nam momentarily. The Otters end up about their skates. Baker has this puck. Baker has 2 men to beat. Baker gets it towards the far wall or the near wall before he gets hit. The Otters do bounce this off the wall. They have a little bit of speed. Steer back on defense to break up that play. Good job by Steer. Steer fighting for this puck along the boards. Shot wide of the net. Wide line, trying to get that puck up, gets it to Baker. Baker towards the middle, but the Otters keep it in. The Otters dump it down. And we're going to get, I think, a penalty. Was that interference or too many men? Interference? Okay. So interference against the Otters, so that'll put 2 of them in the box. So we have 16 seconds left on our penalty. So we'll be a 4-on-3 for 16 seconds, and then we'll be a 5-on-3 power play. So we have Bilodeau, Downey, I think Lugar and Steer. So Lugar sends it back to Downey. Downey towards Bilodeau. Bilodeau in the corner. Bilodeau fighting for this puck. Lugar will go over in assistance. Gets it up. But the Otters dump it. Steer will go back to pick this up. So the Mustangs are back at full strength. So we're a 5-on-3 power play for 34 more seconds. Bilodeau drops it to Downey. Downey over towards Steer. Steer towards Bilodeau and in. So great job on that power play. So Steer gets it down towards Bilodeau. Bilodeau with a shot and in. So good job by the Mustangs to capitalize on that power play. So that'll take one of the penalties off for the Otters. But we should still be on a 5-on-4 power play for 1:25. And that'll put the Mustangs up 3-0. So we're still waiting for the scoreboard to get correct. So the face-off goes to Billadu. Billadu over towards Lugar. Lugar dumps it down towards the corner. Lugar and Billadu fighting for this puck. Billadu comes away with it. He centers it over towards Downey. Downey dumps it towards Eichfeld in the corner. The Otters send it back around. Lugar over in the corner gets it towards Billadu. Billadu with a shot just over the net there. Tried to get that top corner. Downey back down to Billadu. Billadu to Eichfeld. Eichfeld over towards Steer. Steer with a shot and in! So great shot by Steer in the net. So that's 2 power play goals back to back for the Mustangs. So that'll put the Mustangs up 4-0. So both teams should be back to full strength. Because that'll get that Otters player out of the box. So we're going to have Moore, Baker, Zoldy, Williams, and Wilson. So Baker will pick up this puck, drops it for Williams. Williams sets it up towards Zoldy. Otters change directions. Williams will pick this up in the neutral zone. Williams gets around that player before the Otters pick it off. The Otters bring it back around. Wilson will go into the corner, breaks up that play, gets it towards Moore. Moore and Wilson fighting for that puck in the corner. The puck leads up to the point. The Otters at the point, shot wide of the net. Zoldy over along the boards, hits it up and gets it out. So the Otters will have to regroup, and they're offsides. So we'll have a face-off outside the zone for that offside. We have 1:42 left in the second period. The Mustangs are winning 4-0. So we're going to have Downey, Wenzel, Lugar, Brooks, and Knob. So shot by the Otters, deflected by Brooks. Brooks still trying to get to that puck. Good job by the Mustangs to break that up. Downey comes away with it. Downey has some speed, gets around those 2 players momentarily before it gets caught up in the feet. Downey still fighting for this puck along the boards, gets up. Knob keeps it in, passes it over to Brooks. Brooks down towards Wenzel. Wenzel tries to get it towards the middle before he gets hit. The Otters do come up with this. Lugar was putting pressure. The Otters come out with it and dump it down. Brooks will pick up this puck behind the net. Brooks over towards Lugar. Lugar gets hit hard but gets it to Downey. Downey has 1 man to beat. Third steps for the Otters, pick that off. Downey over towards Wenzel. Wenzel with a shot. Oh, good pass, good shot, good save. So 52 seconds left in the second period. The Mustangs are winning 4-0. We're going to have Conrad, Baker, Sheehan, Steer, and Williams out for the Mustangs. So we'll try to get you a little bit better angle over here. So the ref's talking to the coach again on the other team. Not quite sure what's going on. Huh? Okay. So it looks like an Otters player is going to the box. Did you see what the penalty was for? I'm not sure what that penalty is for, but the Otters player, and it looks like there's actually 2 of them in the box, so maybe it's 10-2, but not quite sure what for. Conrad gives it towards Baker. Baker behind the net. Conrad fighting for this puck. Gets it over towards Williams. Williams towards Conrad. Conrad back up towards, that might have been Bigger to Steer. The Otters do pick this up behind the net and dump it down. And that'll be icing. So like I said, the last time. Do you know what it was for? Okay. So we're thinking maybe head contact for the 10 and 2. So we are on a power play right now, 5-on-4 power play for a minute 28. Eichfeld with that face off. The Otters get this out, and that'll be icing. So we have 13.9 seconds left in the second period, a minute 22 on our power play. Mustangs are winning 4-0. So we have Downey, Eichfeld, Bilodeau, Wideline, and Brooks out there. So the face-off goes back towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld tries to get that puck towards the middle. Bilodeau dumps it back to Brooks. Brooks towards the middle, gets broken up. Brooks with this puck again, over towards Wideline. Wideline with a shot. Oh, just bounced off that top corner. Good try there. And that'll be the end of the second period. So at the end of the second period, the Mustangs are winning 4-0. We will be on a power play for a minute 9 going into the third period. Thank you everybody for watching. Again, this is the first of a 2-game series against the Erie Junior Otters. Our next game will be at 5 p.m. this afternoon. So we'll put up our intermission sign and we'll see you back in just a bit. Okay, we're getting ready to start the third period. We have 14 minutes up on the clock. The Mustangs are winning 4-0. We still have a minute 9 on our power play. Looks like we're gonna have Eichfeld, Bilodeau, Downey, Steer, and I think Conrad or Wideline out there. So Eichfeld towards Bilodeau. Wideline will go along the boards. The Otters do pick this up. Try to get out. Nice shot by Wideline, but just wide of the net. Good job picking that off. Steer tries to keep this puck in and does. Steer keeps that puck in again. Steer along the boards, gets it down towards Eichfeld in the corner. Eichfeld fighting for this puck in the corner. Bilodeau in assistance. Bilodeau comes away with the puck behind the net before he gets hung up. Eichfeld will pick up the puck again. Wraps around. Eichfeld couldn't get a shot off. Hook checked by the Otters. Bilodeau tries to steal that, but it does leak out. The Otters bring it in through the neutral zone. Merrill sheds it to his right. Downey with this puck along the corner, sends it around towards Steer. Steer regrouping, sends it over towards Wideline. 13 seconds left in our power play. Wideline with this puck towards the middle. The Otters pick this off. Bilodeau will go over along the boards. The Otters pick it up behind the net. Got Goss on the ice. Eichfeld over to Wideline. Wideline with a shot. So great job passing and shot, but a really good save by that goalie. So Wideline was wide open with that nice shot. Good save by the goalie. So 12:43 left in the third period. We're going to have Zoldy, Moore, Baker, Williams, and Wilson. Wilson with a shot, saved by the goalie. Zoldy will go over along the boards, sends it towards Baker. Baker in the middle, shot. Oh, just off to the side of the net. The Otters do get it out into the neutral zone. The Otters with this puck. The Otters with a shot wide of the net. Moore along the board, trying to put some pressure. Wilson comes up with this puck, but the Otters take it away. The Otters up towards the point. Zoldy putting pressure. Williams sends it around the boards. The Otters center it. Backhanded shot saved by Merrill. Moore tries to get this puck up. The Otters keep it in up to the point, and then they dump it down behind the net. Williams dumps his puck along the boards. Moore is there to try to get it out, but the Otters dump it back down again. The puck leaks over to the near corner. Zoldy putting pressure along that puck. The puck leaks out. Centering pass couldn't connect, thankfully. The Otters send it up, and they actually get it out of the zone. Zoldy is in pursuit. Zoldy with some speed to put pressure on this puck. Baker tries to break this up. The Otters do get it into the neutral zone. Knob deflects it. Merrill sheds it to the right. Brooks sends it up into the neutral zone, so the Otters will have to regroup. Oh, nice job by Lugar to pick off that puck. Lugar behind the net. Tries to get it centered. Wenzel with a hit to break up that play. The Otters send it up, kept in by Knob. Knob down towards Downey. Downey gets hit, but gets it to Wenzel. Wenzel over to Lugar. Lugar with a shot. Oh, good pass, good shot, good save by the goalie. Lugar with another hit to break up that play. Wenzel keeps that puck in and dumps it down. And the goalie tries to cover it, but it leaks out. The Otters do have this puck, but it gets away from them. Knob over towards Wenzel. Wenzel dumps it down. The Otters cross-ice pass. Cross-ice pass again, picked off by Downey. Downey around that player and into our offensive zone. Downey drops it for Lugar. Lugar drops it for Knob. Knob sends it back down around the boards. Wenzel will pick this up behind the net. Wenzel serving, gets it over towards the corner. Lugar will pick this up, gets it up towards Knob. Knob shot over towards Wenzel. Wenzel tries to get to this puck. Wenzel up towards Brooks. Brooks keeps it in. Brooks dumps it down towards Wenzel. The Otters try to get that out, but Brooks keeps it in. The Otters do finally get it out. Cross-ice pass in neutral zone. They dump it down. It'll be on net, so Merrill will have to cover it. So 9:53 left in the third period. The Mustangs are still winning 4-0. Well, the face-off to Merrill's left. Looks like Steer, Baker, Conrad, Sheehan, and I think Wilson. Mouth guard on the ice. So Conrad with a face-off goes back towards Baker. Baker gets it to Steer. Steer hard off of the boards. It's a wobbling puck, but it'll be icing. So Conrad took the face-off again with Baker, Sheehan, Steer, and Wilson. So the face-off goes back to Steer. Steer loops around. Ooh, that puck is out and rolling along the cement in front of us. So we got a new puck. We'll repeat the face-off. Goes up towards the Otters. The Otters dump it down. Steer sends it over towards Sheehan along the boards. The Otters try to keep it in, but it leaks out. Is that Baker? I think that's Baker that tries to get around. Conrad poke checks that. The Otters do send it cross-ice into the neutral zone. They get it towards the middle. Steer sends it up and out. Baker's in pursuit of this puck. Baker putting pressure along the puck. The Otters change directions. The Otters send it cross-ice, broken up by Williams and Baker. Eichfeld comes up with the puck, brings it into our offensive zone. Eichfeld still trying to get to that puck. The Otters send it up. Wildlight keeps it in and dumps it back down towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld towards the middle. He gets taken down. And that'll be a penalty. So we've got a tripping penalty against the Otters for that trip on Eichfeld. So the Otters will be going to the box again for 2 minutes. 8:46 left in the third period. So the Mustangs will be on a power play for 2 minutes. Bildu, wide line, Eichfeld, Downey, and Steer. So Eichfeld with the face-off, sticking in the feet. Eichfeld with a shot. Wildlife tries to get the rebound in. The Otters change directions behind the net. Billadu in pursuit over along that corner. Billadu breaks out that play, comes away with the puck. Billadu surveying. Billadu gets it to Eichfeld. Eichfeld round behind the net, up towards Downey. Unfortunately, a little bit too much on that. Downey in pursuit of this. Puck does pick it up. Downey takes it behind the net, changes directions, gets that Otters player off his back, sends it up to Eichfeld in the neutral zone. Eichfeld brings it in. Eichfeld towards the middle. The Otters send it up and out. Steer is there to keep it in and dumps it back down. Wideline putting some pressure over along that puck. Downey keeps it in. Downey tries to get a shot broken up. Downey with a shot wide in front of the net. Eichfeld with a shot just over the net. Downey regrouping, dumps it down for Billadu. Billadu into the corner, tries to get it back to Downey, but the Otters pick that off. Steer will keep this puck in and takes it in front of the net. Tries to do a wraparound. Gets it back to Downey at the point. We still have 45 seconds left in our power play. Steer over towards Eichfeld. Oh, just a little bit off angle. Eichfeld does keep this puck in though. Eichfeld towards the middle, bounces off with a skate. Eichfeld around that player. Eichfeld with backhanded shot and in. So another power play goal for the Mustangs off of Eichfeld's backhanded shot. So that'll put the Mustangs up 5-0. So we'll have Zoldy, Baker, Moore, Steer, and Wilson and Williams. So the Otters hit this puck high up and it hit the ceiling. So we'll repeat that face-off at center ice after the puck bounced off the ceiling. So the puck leaks back to the Otters, who send up along the boards. Williams and Baker trying to get to the puck. The Otters come away with it. Center it. Williams breaks that up momentarily. The Otters do bring it around. Good job by Baker to pick that off. Baker gets it up to Zoldy. Zoldy tips it in. Zoldy still putting pressure along that puck. The puck leaks behind the net. Moore breaks up that play momentarily. The Otters do have it along the board. Cross ice pass into the neutral zone. Williams along that board to try and pick off that puck. Zoldy putting pressure along that puck as well. Zoldy still fighting for that puck. The puck does leak back. Baker will go in pursuit. The Otters pick this up. Shot saved by Merrill. Moore will pick up this puck momentarily. Good job by Baker to get that puck up into the neutral zone. The Mustangs will go on a change as the Otters regroup. The Otters send it up. They have a little bit of room. Good job by Brooks coming in there to break up that play. Lugar breaks up that play as well. Knob trying to gain possession of this puck. The puck leaks around. Brooks will go over into the opposite corner. Dumps it back down behind the net. The Otters center it. Goes up to the point. Wenzel breaks up that play momentarily. Knob does get the puck out into the neutral zone before the Otters dump it down, and that'll be icing. Or actually maybe it bounced off of the netting and not icing. So 5:47 left in the third period. The Mustangs are winning 5-0. Downey with this puck, but the Otters come away with it. They dump it down into the corner. Knob will pick this up, gets it back towards Downey. Downey to Lugar. Lugar cross ice pass towards Wenzel. Wenzel skating hard to get to this puck. Wenzel does get it, centering pass to Downey. Downey tries to get a shot off, broken up by the Otters. Good job there by the Mustangs. Downey drops it for Wenzel. Wenzel back to Downey. Downey around that player towards the middle. Knob keeps this in and dumps it down. Wenzel tries to get it centered, and it's poke checked by the goalie and covered. So 5:07 left in the third period. So we'll have Williams Wilson, Conrad, Sheehan, and Baker. So Conrad with the face-off goes towards the middle. The Otters do come away with it. The Otters through the neutral zone. Wilson with a poke check. Williams with a poke check. The Otters have to regroup. Baker poke checks that as well. Williams will pick this up in the corner, sends it up, but the Otters hit it behind the net. The Otters will pick this up along the far boards. Broken up by Wilson. Wilson still putting pressure along the puck. The Otters center it, but have too much on it and leak out into the neutral zone. Sheehan in pursuit of the puck. Good job by Baker to break up that play. The Otters do come away with it and have to regroup. Sheehan putting some good pressure along that puck. The Otters finally do get it out. Williams will go to get it, but I think that was icing. So 4:18 left in the third period. Mustangs are still up 5-0. Wide line, Billadou, Eichfeld, Steer, and Knob. Eichfeld with the face-off. The Otters come away with it. They try to dump it down, but Eichfeld picks that off. Eichfeld surveying, centers it towards wide line and Billadou. Broken up by the Otters. The Otters have it. Nice hit by Eichfeld to break up that play and come away with the puck. Eichfeld towards the dot. Surveying, comes around. Eichfeld with a shot. Saved by the goalie. So we're going to have a face-off to the left of the goalie. Eichfeld, Billadou, wide line, Steer, and Knob. Face-off goes back to the Otters in the corner. They dump it around. Wide line will go collect this puck in the corner. Wide line towards the middle. Billadou comes up with it. Billadou wraps behind the net, changes directions. Billadou tries to get it in. Wide line, putting pressure along the puck. The Otters do come away with it. Dump it out into the neutral zone. Knob with a poke check to break up that play. Knob trying to get to that puck. The puck's still stuck along the boards. Knob fighting for that puck. The puck does leak into our defensive zone, down into the corner behind the net. Eichfeld will pick this up. Eichfeld has some speed. Eichfeld into the corner, drops it back. Unfortunately, just a little bit of wrong anger. Eichfeld, or Billadou is there, and it went in. I thought it bounced in. Well, let's look at it. I don't know. I kind of thought the puck bounced in, but maybe not. They're calling no goal. So nice pass from Eichfeld to Billadou. Good shot there. So obviously we don't have the best angle from up here. Moore, Zoldi, Sheehan, Brooks, and Williams. So Moore with that puck behind the net before it gets broken up. Zoldi will come away with it. Zoldi sends it to Moore. Moore tries to get it center, but it's broken up by the Otters. Sheehan along the boards to try to break up this play. Sheehan and Moore fighting for the puck. The Otters do get it up and out into the neutral zone. Brooks putting pressure along that puck. Brooks gets it up and out into the neutral zone, and that'll be offsides. So 2:36 left in the third period. So it looks like we're going to have Wilson and Steer out on defense, Moore, Zoldi, and Sheehan still out on offense. The puck leaks up into the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass by the Otters. The Otters dump it down, but Steer is there to keep it up towards Sheehan. Moore over along the boards, changes directions, goes off of Wilson's feet, unfortunately. The Otters have this in the middle. Shot deflected. The Otters centering pass. Broken up by Steer. Steer comes away with the puck. Steer gets it around that one player, trying to get to that puck. Steer still fighting for that puck. Comes up with it. Steer still with this puck. Good job by Steer sticking on that puck. Wilson along the boards, trying to get it centered. The puck does leak out. Downey will go back to collect it, but that'll be icing. So 1:46 left in the third period. Mustangs are still up 5-0. They have Wenzel, Lugar, Williams, Knob, and Downey. So Downey with a face-off, comes away with the puck. Downey with a shot and in. So Downey off the face-off, shot and in. So that'll put the Mustangs up 6-0. So we still have 1:41 left. So we're gonna have Wenzel, Downey, Lugar, Williams, and Knob. So Downey with the faceoff goes into the zone. Good job by Lugar to poke check that. Wenzel has to keep that puck on sides. Good job there. Knob and Wenzel fighting for that puck. The Otters do come away with it. Williams will go back to collect this puck. 1:26 left. Downey with this puck, bringing it in to the zone. Downey passes over to Lugar. Lugar with a shot and in. So good job. Nice pass from Downey to Lugar. Lugar with that shot and in. Okay. Yeah, the scoreboard was incorrect there, but it is 7-0. We have Baker, Conrad, Sheehan, Williams, and Knob out for the Mustangs with 1:15 left. So the puck leaks into the zone. Cross-ice pass by the Otters. The Otters send it up. Knob is there to break up this play. Knob surveying, sends it up along the boards. The Otters will have to regroup. Baker putting pressure along this puck. The Otters send it back into their defensive zone. 53 seconds left. Sheehan putting pressure along this puck. The Otters send it into the neutral ice as the Mustangs were going to change. Brooks sends it down to Sheehan. Sheehan dumps it to Conrad. Conrad dumps it to Baker in the middle. Baker with a shot gets broken up by the Otters. 37 seconds left. Bouncing puck. Brooks will pick this up. Brooks dumps it down. Picked off by the Otters. Conrad sends it up, but the Otters come away with it in the neutral zone. The Otters have some speed. Broken up by the Mustangs. Brooks takes it behind the net. 21 seconds left. Brooks hits it up along the boards, but the Otters are there to keep it in. Otters with a shot saved by Merrill. Wide line over along the boards. 12 seconds left. Wide line does get that puck up and out. Eichfeld with that puck. 8 seconds left. Eichfeld fighting hard to get to this puck. The Otters come away with it, dump it down. 2 seconds left. 1 second left. And that'll be the end of the game. So great job by the Mustangs. A 7-0 win for the Mustangs. Nice shutout for Merrill. So great job. We started out a little bit slow in that first period, but then we picked it up. Got some great power play goals there. So hopefully we can regroup. There is a long time in between our next game, so we don't play again until 5 p.m. We'll be back here 5 p.m. Thank you everybody for watching, and have a good rest of your afternoon until more hockey is back.